covered in water, though, and it
What's
goes a lot
up,
deeper
dude?
than
Let me
just
just
2
start this
miles.
video real quick. So we're gonna see how deep is the ocean, basically. So let's get it.
The ocean is really, really deep. Deeper in
Really? Is it that deep, bro?
fact than most of us realize. If you were to shave off all of the land from the tops of every continent and island in the world and fill up the ocean's deepest points with that land, then the entire Earth would be covered in an ocean 2 miles.
You funny,
Of our
bro.
planet is already covered in water, though. It goes a lot deeper than just 2 miles. Let's
Whoa,
start with a sense of
man.
scale.
So
This dot
cool.
right here is the size of an average human. This slightly larger dot is the size of an elephant. And this is the size of the largest ship ever built, the Knock-Nevin.
Hold up. I thought it was the Titanic.
With that in mind, let's start going underwater and see what we find out. The first milestone is at 40 meters below the surface, which is the maximum depth allowed for recreational scuba diving. A little further down at 93 meters is where the wreck of the Lusitania was discovered, which is interesting because the Lusitania itself is 240 meters long.
Whoa. So you saying basically, hold up.
Which means that it sank in water shallower than it is long, so if the ship was standing on its stern or bow, it would be sticking out of the water. Just slightly deeper than that, at 100 meters, is where diving can become seriously fatal if you're not careful because of decompression sickness. But that didn't stop a man named Herbert Nitsch to accomplish the free dive
Herbert.
world record at a depth of 214 meters. This guy swam down to this level with just one single breath. But a little further down at 332 meters, we have the scuba diving world record, which was accomplished by another man named Ahmed Gabir. If he had swam down another 111 meters, then he would have reached the height of the Empire State Building if it was
Wait, what? The twins?
And a little further...
So, if you dip and the Empire State Building in the water is 332 meters? Hold up. I bet.
And that at 500 meters below the surface, we arrive at the maximum dive depth of blue whales, the largest creatures on the planet and also the limit of the U.S. Seawolf class nuclear submarine. At 535 meters, we can witness the maximum dive depth of emperor penguins. And this
Hold up. Penguins! Hold up. You're basically saying that penguins can dive deeper than whales? I bet! Let's go. Hold up, let me put
At this level below the surface, the water pressure exerted on a person, or the penguins, would be roughly equivalent to a polar bear standing on a quarter. So
but, hold up. What kind of comparison is that? Bro, what kind of comparison? Okay.
Depths at 830 meters would be the height of the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Oh my god. 830 meters? If you dip the Burj Khalifa in the water, 830.
The tallest building in the world. Once we hit 1,000 meters below the surface, we begin to enter the scary zone.
Nah. You really calling it the scary zone? What kind of scientist said, oh my god, let's call 1,000 meters in the ocean? The scary zone. The fuck?
This can no longer reach beyond this point, so the rest of the ocean below is shrouded in permanent darkness.
Wow.
On top of that, the water pressure you would experience at this point would be about the same as if you were standing on the surface of the planet Venus.
Bro, we don't know how... Oh my god. How are we supposed to know how much pressure... You know what? Okay, let's keep going.
Meaning that you would die very quickly.
Oh
you would also meet the giant squid at this sea level if the water pressure didn't already kill you. At 1,280 meters, we reach the maximum depth dived to by the leatherback sea.
What? Turtles can... I would like to swim with turtles, but not after like freaking 1,280 meters deep. The deeper than...
Turtle, And further down at 1,828 meters, we would reach the deepest part of the Grand Canyon were it to be underwater with us. Down at 2,000 meters, we start to encounter some of the more terrifying sea creatures, like the ominously named black dragonfish, a carnivorous beast with a stomach that doesn't allow light to be emitted through it. Meaning that since we're in total darkness underwater at this point, the only way you would ever see this thing is with a flashlight. A little further down at 2,250 meters, we would reach the
Hold on, let's play back a little bit. Hold on. Let me get out of this video. Hold on.
Depths such as the fangtooth, anglerfish, and viperfish. Down at 4,267 meters is the average depth of the ocean where you would normally expect to hit the floor, but there are parts of the ocean that go significantly deeper than even this. At 4,791 meters rests the wreckage of the battleship Bismarck sunk during World War II.
So, World War II. What? That's the ship of World War II? That's to be the biggest building in the history, bro. Not the building, the ship. What the hell?
And way down at 6,000 meters is the beginning of the Hadal Zone, named after the underworld Hades itself. The water pressure down at these depths can become 1,100 times what you would experience way back on top at the surface, which is roughly equal to an elephant balancing on a postage stamp.
For real? What kind of fucking compression?
For a single person carrying the weight of 50 Boeing 747 jumbo jets. Down at these depths, you would be crushed immediately without any outside protection, but life still exists down here in various strange forms. At 6,500 meters, we reach the maximum depth that the DSV Alvin can dive to, a popular research submarine that helped to discover the Titanic. Way further down at 8,848 meters below the surface, and we have arrived at the height of Mount Everest, where it can be upside down and
You funny. If it was submerged underwater, if the Grand Canyon was submerged, Mount Everest was dipped in the water, it would be that. Oh my god.
Underwater. And then, way further past even that, at 10,898 meters, we arrive at the depth reached by James Cameron in 2012 during the Deep Sea Challenger mission.
Crazy?
The deepest point in the ocean yet reached by humans was back in 1960, though, when two men named Don Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached a depth of 10,916 meters using their Trieste submarine. It took them 5 hours to descend through the ocean to this depth, and they only stayed for 20 minutes before a window cracked and they began to resurface. Just a bit further down from there at 10,972 meters, and we reach the average flight altitude of a commercial airliner. So if you've ever looked out of a window while on a flight and looked down to the ground, that's a very good sense of how incredibly deep down into the abyss that we are currently at. Finally, when we hit 10,994 meters, we have hit the bottom of the known ocean called the Challenger Deep, right here on this map, just about 300 kilometers southwest of Guam Island. However, it is believed that there are almost certainly even deeper parts of the ocean than this that just haven't been discovered yet. It wasn't until 1997, after all, that the Sirena Deep was discovered with a depth of 10,732 meters.
Okay, you know what? Okay.
Making it the second deepest known point in the ocean. It is estimated that only about 5% of the ocean's floor has been accurately mapped, leaving the other 95%.
Bro. 5%? 5 freaking percent? Bro. We can do better than that. We're missing 95%. We're at 10,742. So basically, it could be at least a million cut.
Percent to be currently a mystery. It may be only a matter of time before an even deeper part of our ocean is found.
Don't be.
Who knows what we may.
I told you a million.
So thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
That was kind of. I might have to put it down below because go to this right here. It's called the ocean. It's way deeper than you think. Bro, this is got 29 million views. This is actually pretty good. What the heck? It was not an iceberg. Hold up. What you mean it was an iceberg? Part two, guys. Like for part 2. Give me some views. Oh my god, hold up.